Hi everyone. I'm here today to do the ABC April 25 that is hosted by Seven Plaza and Craft by Tony. Today's focus will be on the letter T for tippins and tucks. I have three journals here that will show different types of tucks and tippins. This is my TN Traveler's Notebook. This is an insert for my traveler's notebook, and this is an eclectic journal. Let's start with tippins. In this insert, tippins are basically practical solutions to enhance your page, your album, or whatever project you're working in. You'll use inserts that add something addition to the page. In this insert, I have several tip-ins here. I created like a little booklet to hold the tip-in, and it's held together using little stickers that I created. Also, you could add like a die cut or create your own die cut. This is just flower butterfly punches that I adhere to one another. It creates a lace-like effect. Then using some type of adhesive tape or sticker, I adhered it to one of the pages. Another tip-in could be a trifold that you adhere to the page. You can also make like a gate tip-in like that, where they open on either sides. In my TN, I have different inserts that have different types of tip-ins inside. Within these inserts, I did a lot of tip-ins. Just to add a little page, I tip this in. This is my common journal, commonplace journal, where I hold different types of information that I need to know or want to know. I tip this in, just glued it into the seam of the page. Another tip in, I adhered it on the edges of the page. When we had the pandemic, I wanted to know everything about it. So I adhered this, I glued it right here, folded, and made like a trifold and had all the information. Tip-ins can go from left to right or even top to bottom. You could do a flip up or a flip down. You could use digital prints. These are also digital prints, and you could adhere it here. I just use some regular cello tape. When I'm journaling, I want to keep everything on the same page, so I don't want to go to another page, so I'll tip something in to make sure it stays with its companion. You could tip in any size paper that you want, any type, a post-it note even, or a single sheet of paper. You could even tip in accents, as I did here. I tipped in flower and just adhered it at the corner. Just like the lace here, You could tip in any type of thing. It's at your discretion. Now, as for tuck spots, those are just areas on a page where you slide something behind, something else. Here, I created a tuck spot using some word accents, and I just layered them in order to have a place where I could slide this note in. Another tuck spot, I use a quote from my journaling set, and I adhered it on the left side and at the bottom in order to hold different sets of paper. In this tuck spot, I used an envelope. You take an envelope, you cut out the area that you want. Here, I collaged around the clear window, and I used it, adhered it on the left and bottom side, and now it's a tuck spot. I also use these faux paper clips that I made to hold stuff in. They're on both sides, and you could tuck things in. You could make them any different size to tuck. They come in pretty handy. You just need to be creative. Now let's go over to my eclectic journal. In this, I created this tuck spot using die cuts. And you could only adhere on the left side. It sticks something in it. Also on this side, there's a tuck spot made from a butterfly and a, what do you call that? Not a label, a tag. And you could use it as a tuck spot there. I needed a smaller. Here's another tuck spot using just a circle punch. And this tuck spot is using a die cut that I cut in half and adhered it at the top. And you could stick something under it. One of my last tuck spot is here. Once again, I used a circle punch, but I trimmed off the edges on the left and at the bottom. In using TNs, tip-ins and tuck spots, use what you have. You don't have to go out and buy extra stuff. For example, this note or memo could be used as a tuck spot or a TN. Let's find a page. So this, I could put this right here and adhere it to the side. I will use what I have. I have these old labels. So I would take a label and adhere it to the memo and the page. When you want something to work, it don't want to work with you. Sometimes things are stubborn, but you adhere it and then you fold it down, burnish it so the crease could form. And now you have a tip-in. On this same page, I could add a die cut and add it to the top to make a tuck spot. The fact that anything that you could put your hand on that is of interest to you could be tipped in, tucked in. You could have tags, envelopes, notes, ephemera, vintage bills, vintage newspaper, anything your heart desires. And if you're like me, the more you could put in, the more junky your book could get, and the more happy you'll be. Well, this was just a little something something to let you understand what tip-ins and tucks are. Hope it was informative. Talk to you another time.